Hi everyone, let's do it. We're gonna do a September and October reading wrap up. I'm really excited. This is my first one, obviously, and I chose to do September and October together because clearly I didn't do one in September, and September was a very bad month for me in terms of reading, so I feel like it'll just be easy to add them together. So there will be spoilers in here. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more in depth than usual, but September wasn't that great of a month. October, I had a really great month and a lot of great reads. I guess not a lot, but a lot of things that I would recommend to other people. So I'm definitely excited to talk about October. Grab yourself a drink. Let's sit. Let's chat. I've got myself a cherry cola. Sorry. These are the best if you're a poppy lover. Definitely recommend. But yeah, all right, let's get into it. September did not start off strong. Fearful. This is a novella in the Powerless series. Now, before I start talking about this, I just want to say I love the Powerless series. This does not take away from it. Overall, the story with Peyton and Kai, it's everything to me. Like, I don't love young adult either because I just, like, I crave those, like, not, like, I crave the intimacy. I crave, just, like, more gore and detail and things that make like high fantasy what it is, and you kind of have to hide some of those elements with young adults because it's a different audience. So that's kind of where I sit with young adult, but I love Powerless. Now this to me gave me nothing. This is like a 1 or 2 star. I don't remember, to be completely honest with you, but I don't know. I didn't get answers that I wanted. I almost wanted like a redemption arc a little bit for Kit, and I don't think I got it here. And we see like his love interest with Mara, who is Death. She is Death. And I feel like we come to find out he was destined to die, like destined to be with Death. I mean, clearly, like that's what I took away from it. And I don't know, I guess we get to see him like become sick and do what he's trying to do to become, and I wouldn't say he's trying to become powerful. He's trying to become the leader that his father wasn't, and I don't know, it just didn't hit for me. I didn't love it, but yeah, so Fearful. Not a great start. I don't know if I would really recommend if you've read the Powerless series. Now, the only reason I would recommend is because this book was 200 pages. This is a quick and easy read. So like if you want to add something to your TBR, it's quick. Now, after that, we had a read that actually, since I read it and like sat on it and thought about it, I loved it. Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I love this. This is like Fourth Wing meets Wolves meets a little bit of Hunger Games-esque. So the main character, Marin, she's obviously poor, and you know, her sister disappears. Where we're getting like Hunger Games-y, and she decides to go to these bonding trials where they bond with direwolves. Obviously she ends up linking with like one of the biggest, most well-known direwolves, and I mean, as you can guess, things go on from there. We've got a slow burn / kind of like enemies to lover-esque thing. They've got like mating. Oh my god, it is so good. The only thing that I have in a negative sense for this book, and I don't even know if it's negative, I mean maybe, there are some similarities to Fourth Wing to me that I was like, that's crazy. So at first it threw me off and I didn't love it, but now that I've sat on it, like I'm patiently waiting for the next one to come out. Like this was really good. I really enjoyed it. Ended on a cliffhanger and you're like, no way, but this was really good. And like I've said before, this is a really, I've talked about how much I love like books to have some detail on those interior pages. Yes. Sorry, Howie, I think is getting into something. But I love this book. I do recommend. 10 out of 10 read for me. The next book I was so disappointed in. Barry Bones in the Midnight Soil. This was a maybe for me. I don't know. I didn't really connect with this book. This is vampires. And it's women. So I feel like that doesn't help you understand it. But the main characters are women, and it kind of starts off with her her name is Maria, and then she turns into kind of like the main vampire. And it's not like she's like searching for power, but she is a little power hungry in the sense of like she wants control, blah, blah, blah. She turns a few other women, and it is, I don't know. Like I just remember when I was reading this, I wanted it to be over. It didn't really do anything for me. So, I don't know. Eventually, they come, like, in present day. Like, the people become vampires in present day. I feel like I'm giving you nothing in this review, but the book also kind of gave me nothing. So, I don't know. I do think that there were some really good points, like, about in the grief in a sense, because like you lose your life and you have to start a whole new different one and you're living forever, and there's a lot to be said about relationships, and I don't know, it wasn't my favorite, which is really disappointing. This is a pretty book though. I did really like this book. This also had some details on it that I just really loved. So yeah, I don't know, that wasn't my favorite. I'm sorry if you really love that book, because I feel like the main opinion is people really did love that book. And then the last one I read in the month of September, Caught Up. Now, guys, this to me was way more unhinged than Lights Out. I guess, so this is a dark romance. For those of you who have never heard of this series, I am Caught Up. I thought was silly. I thought it was fun. It is a niche audience. Like, you have to like, this is dark romance if you like Stalker, if you like that kind of thing. This was fun. This had some very, what do I say, intense scenes and I guess just overall themes, if you will. But I didn't get the humor I wanted like I did with Lights Out. Like, Lights Out was funny. The main character, Josh, he was funny. But this wasn't that. This was just a little bit more, serious. I liked it. It was like a 3-star. It was silly. Definitely very spicy. So if you want a spicy dark romance, this is for you. So that was all I read in September. I know. 4 books is painful. Very painful. There's a rally going on back there, so if you can hear all that. But let me get my October books all set up. Hold on 1 minute. Howie just came to distract me. I got up, I gave him a bone, so hopefully he will leave me alone while I film the rest of this. Okay, first one I read, Jassad's Heir. This was a really good book. It definitely lagged a little bit for me. I just don't think it was the right time for me. Sometimes that really can hurt me when I'm reading a book if I'm not like super into it, unfortunately. But I did really like the female main character, and I kind of, this was slow burn. Slow burn. Really great ending. Like low-key cliffhanger-ish. But I did like this setting. This was just so different. The magic system was really different. I just feel like I've never really read anything like this. For those of you who have not read this, I'm going to read the back just to give you a generalized overview, because that might do it better than me. 10 years ago, the kingdom of Jassad burned. Its magic was outlawed. Its royal family murdered. At least that's what Sylvia wants people to believe. The heir of Jassad escaped the massacre, and she intends to stay hidden, especially from the armies of the Nizal that continue to hunt her people. But a moment of anger changes everything. When Aaron, the Nizal heir, tracks a group of Jassadi rebels to her village, Sylvia accidentally reveals her magic and captures his attention. Now Sylvia is forced to make a deal with her greatest enemy, help him hunt the rebels in exchange for her life. A deadly game begins. Sylvia can't let Aaron discover her identity, even as the hatred shifts into something more between the heirs and tides change around her. So basically this whole novel is her coming into that like heir, Jassadi heir life. Like, she does reveal herself at the end, but it was really, really, really good. I don't know. I just think I wasn't hooked into it when I was reading it, which that was the problem. But I still have this to read the second one. I haven't read the second one yet, but it was good. I would recommend if you guys want like a change in like your normal fantasy. Like, this was very different to me, and the magic system was really cool. So this was a really good read. The next one after that was a cute little fall read, Fall I Want. Guys, now this book was, I forgot. it came with number one, this cute little like art piece. This was an adorable book. And I think I rated it 4 stars because I just really enjoyed reading it. Now, it went really fast, both in reading it and just like in what happened. And their love is kind of like obsessive, and they do things that I just don't expect to happen that would never happen in real life, but it was really good. The female main character's name is Autumn. So like, that's silly. It's very fall. It's corny, but this was adorable. If next year, I mean, fall's over now basically, read this book. It was fun. It was cute. It was lighthearted. It made me feel good. I did actually really like the male main character. Like he was good. This is a little spicier, so you get some spicings in it too. Also, this book is just beautiful. I loved, like, excuse me? And they're all different. Like this, number one, gorgeous. Number two, if you want a really cute fall read, I say do it. And I did actually get a little, like, name, what is it? A little plate? Signed plate that they call it? Book plate? I don't know what they call it. But I love this. Definitely, if you want a fall read. Oh, and then next we had a big one. Alchemized. This book, now, let me start here. I never read Manacled. I am a Harry Potter fan. Manacled, now I just started my reading journey like a year ago at this point, which I have mentioned before. So I'm not really knowledgeable in the fanfic area. I would like to be. I would like to get there eventually for sure. But ever since I've been on TikTok, BookTok, it has taught me a lot more about like these little fanfics, and Manacled was one that had always appeared on my like For You pages and whatever, and I've always been intrigued with it, but I come to find out that it's like illegal to download. You can't download it without like hurting the author. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I've seen. So I have not taken the step to like try and get it to read it. But I have also seen that this is basically the published version of it. So I was intrigued. Everybody's reading it. I get FOMO, so that's why I read it. And I am so glad I did. Now, this is a hefty read. This is a big book. But it's just so, oh my God. This was my favorite read of the year. And it probably will stay to that. There is something to be said about a book set in war. Politics done right, love done right, I think grief done right. Like, the author just does such a nice job about intertwining, like, everything, all of it. And, like, I give her so much credit, because I sometimes feel like with war stories, books set in, high stress political scenarios, if you will, you can kind of get that like sugar-coated version of it where the characters seem to forget that they're in a war. And don't get me wrong, there are points where the characters, like, especially the main, like, to the love story, it seems like they're out of the war for just a moment, but they're really just sucked back into it. Like, it's not like they're like, oh my God, we're gonna do this and nothing's gonna happen. They're like, oh, we're doing this, but we're screwed. Like, it was beautiful. This is a 3-part book. First is present, the middle is flashbacks, which is the huge chunk of it. If I'm like this, it was like this, split up. So this is the main chunk of it, and then the last is flashbacks. I mean, the Kane Farron, so good. He is morally gray. Like, he's morally black. He's leaning toward morally black. Like, he would do anything for her, and that's it. He's not doing it for other people. He's doing it for her. There's so many parallels in this book. Like, one of my favorite things is in the beginning, she says, like, to him, for those of you who have read it, I hate spoiling it, but so Helena is the main character. Kane is the other main character. Helena is a healer during the war, and basically she gets captured and eventually gets put into his care after the war. Now, during, they're obviously in a romantic relationship. He becomes the High Reeve. He does all of the dirty work for her opposing political party, if you will. And he gets placed in her care because they need to know, like, her memory gets all messed up, and I'm not explaining it well, but you see a part in it where it says don't die, or why don't you die, and he says prior commitments, I'm afraid, and it's basically throughout the whole novel she's telling him not to die because she loves him. So it just, like, it hurts. And then when you read part 1 after you've finished it, everything, and then the final line of this book, this woman fought the whole book, and she doesn't get recognized for it in, like, the history textbooks of all of it. Oh my god, this was a masterpiece beyond belief. 1,000-page book. Like, everybody complained, not everybody complained, I take that back. I did see complaints that this was slow to start. I disagree with you. I completely disagree. It was slow in what they were doing, in the sense that she's, like, in a room and he just keeps, like, coming in and talking, and I don't know. I was sucked in. Like, the content was still good. It's still engaging. It's still moved. I could talk about this book, like, jumbled up talking about this book. This was worth it. Every second of it. I just cut. So that's why that this is awkward. Check your trigger warnings. There is some highly triggering things in here. One of those being SA. Yeah. So check your trigger warnings. This is a heavy, heavy book. Literally and figuratively. Dark topics that are upsetting. So, but regardless of that, if that is something that you can handle, it's okay if you can't. It is worth your time, in my opinion. All right, and then to wrap up Alchemize, to make myself feel better, I picked up If It Makes You Happy. Guys, this book was insane. Oh my god, I'm throwing it. I loved this. I ate this up. I read this in a day. 500 pages in a day. Cute, set in Vermont. This was worth every minute of it. I loved it. Obviously, you know, it's like the corny, it wasn't corny though. I take that back. This was really good. This was a romance. The daughter, she's like this big, hold on, I'm gonna come back to this. Okay, we had some distractions. I'm back to talk about the rest of my October reads. Okay, If It Makes You Happy, this was such a good fall romance read. I recommend this. If you're looking for something fall, something cozy, it does go a little bit into Christmas, so honestly you might get away with it in November if you want. This was everything. I loved this book. It's a little bit predictable. I mean, a lot of romances are, but I loved everything about it. I really liked both the female main character and the male main character. They were really different, but that's what made it so good. I think that the female main character starts off a little rigid and like she opens up and this whole town changes her whole perspective of things, and then there's like behind the scenes with her parents and her mom who died. Like, this was such a cute fall read. I loved it. I recommend this to anybody who wants something that's feel good and still like has a good plot line and not too corny. This was wonderful. This was less, like, this was a better read than this fall romance. Like, I would recommend this over this. They were both amazing. This single dad trope, worth it. And then the next that I spent quite a bit of time on was the Shatter Me series. I did do a whole review of the Shatter Me series. Overall, I want to say that these are maybes for me in general. Like, if you like dystopian, young adult, Hunger Games-esque, but in my opinion doesn't really compare to the Hunger Games, then these are for you. I think that the first one is really slow. I've mentioned that before. You can watch the whole Shatter Me series vlog. I posted it like a week or two ago. Yeah, you can get more in depth. I don't know if I would recommend it. I think that there were some things that just didn't sit with me. I don't think I'll ever read them again. But, I mean, that sounds very negative. Overall, I'm so happy I read it. Like, I got to meet Aaron Warner. Like I said before, book boyfriends. We love book boyfriends. What do you mean? So, this was the first one. Second one picks up, gets better. And then there are two Destroy Me, Fracture Me. novellas. I really liked with the series that the novellas were put into one little book. Like a few, there's 5 novellas. The first 2 are in one book, second 2 in another book, and then the last is in the last book. Jeez. But I do like that. The third was my favorite, I think. Third or fourth, maybe my favorite. And then we've got some more novellas. These weren't my favorite because they were from Kenji's point of view and I wanted more Aaron Warner. And then we've got the last 2. Now, this one was disappointing. I wanted more Aaron Warner point of view. If you know, you know. Like, she gets captured and by her biological parents who end up being bad. They're set for like the opposing political view and they're trying to take her powers. I didn't really say this, but Juliet is the main character. She can't be touched. That's like part of her whole powers. There is a whole group of, they call them unnaturals. Unnaturals all have different powers. Juliet can't be touched, has extreme strength, extreme different powers. Like Aaron Warner can feel people's emotions, feel people's powers. Kenji, he can turn invisible, stuff like that. But they are like trying to take away her power. She has a sister who they've done the same thing for. And there's some like big project they're trying to accomplish using Juliet's power. But she gets taken, and in this book, we only get Kenji's, Juliet's, and literally no Aaron Warner point of view. If my girlfriend got taken, my boyfriend got taken, I want to know what those people are feeling. I want to see Aaron Warner's rage. Like, that's what I needed from this. That's what I was hoping I'd get it, and I didn't get it. And then the last was a novella. This was cute. It was like a little wedding novella. I got Aaron Warner's point of view here, but I didn't get it on the last one. So I was really upset with that. Overall, they were good. They were fine. But what are you gonna do? I don't know. If you like dystopian, I think these would be for you. And then the last one, my most recent read, The Wrath of the Fallen. This is the 4th in the Gods and Monsters series. If you don't know, the Gods and Monsters series is the Book of Azrael. That's like that series. Well, I feel like the Book of Azrael is way more known than Gods and Monsters. Guys, this book was everything. Now, I'm about to yap about this, so I apologize. Probably yap more than any of them. I mean, Alchemist I yapped about for a while. 5 stars. 5 stars. This is the 4th book. It, to me, was the best book. I think we've seen so much character development over these 4 books so far, but this one, sorry, my nose is runny. This one, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Caden in this book. Caden, now I'm going to be a little bit more spoilery, so if you do want to read these, you might want to bounce because I have to talk about it. Caden in this, he started out as the bad guy in this series. He obviously took Diana, exploited her, used her powers to his own benefits, but oh my god. And then we see him die in, I think it's the 3rd, but he obviously, he comes back to life and he just comes to realize like he has nothing to live for. He's not happy anymore. He said death changed him, like, and he's trying to protect Diana, and then Samkiel gets reunited with Caden and Isaiah, his brothers, and obviously like there's still tension there because they've been fighting against each other for so long, but like seeing them all come together, oh, I loved it. And then Samkiel, man, I mean, this book really just proved he's in the top 5 of book boyfriends. Like he's everything. He is literally everything. I think I wrote down pages I wanted to talk about. Okay, page 94. Like, there's something I wanted to read to you guys. Their love is so insane to me. Here's what it says. Okay. It says, this is him talking. He says, "Give me your pain as you give me your love," he said, placing my hand against his chest. "Let me carry it as you do, so you'll never be alone with it. Your burdens are my burdens, for eternity and long after." Ooh, that's just crazy. Like, that is so sweet. It hurts my heart. And then what was the other one? There was another one. I have to find it. Give me a minute. Hold on, pause. I'm gonna find it. I found it. She said, "Did I burn you?" Samkiel didn't even open his eyes. He just wrapped his hand around the back of my neck and said, "Burn me alive if you must. I'd gladly die by your kiss." Excuse me. There are so many other good moments in this that I was like, oh my God. Oh my. So this is worth it. I'm trying to like scan through. I marked a bunch, but he's just the best. And oh, I love them. Like she started off, they're both morally gray, like 110%. These are both morally gray characters, but she started out worse than him. Like usually the man starts out broody and angry, but no, she's the badass. Like I'm gonna kill everybody, everything girl. But it was her in this, and he kind of changes her, and there's a lot like there's certain deaths, like her sister dies, that totally shapes it. These are great. The Book of Azrael, Gods of Monsters series, I recommend them if you are a fantasy romantasy reader. They are worth every minute of it. I need book 5 now. This was also heartbreaking. Something happens towards the end, which I'm not going to spoil, that just tore me apart. I love them. I cannot recommend them more. But yeah, that is all for my September and October reading wrap up. Thank you if you stayed to watch me yap about books that I love and kind of talk about things I didn't love. So I am definitely having a lot of fun doing this, and I know I'm only reaching a small audience at the moment, but I'm having so much fun, and if you're here, thank you. But I will see you in the next video. Bye.